All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being flexible and for y'all listening to this. I'm going to be kind of brief today, but I'm going to go through some basics of social media to help you. This is mostly focusing on Facebook, but the avatar and content stuff you could apply to Instagram. So I actually have a couple do's and don'ts that I want you to kind of navigate and think about, and then two worksheets that I got from when I did the Stop the Hey Girl 5-day challenge that I'm going to upload into the team page as well. So regardless of whether you've just started doing this or you've been doing this for a while, I think it's important that you take some time to revisit your avatar from season to season and your content. So social media is our storefront, but it is not the only piece. A lot of times we make the mistake of thinking if I just post a flyer up on Facebook, I'm going to get all these people to join me. And the difference is, if I were selling headbands and I posted a fun, cute headband, people would, of course, be interested and message me, because a headband doesn't make them have to reveal anything about their heart, anything about their home, anything about their weight, anything about their belief. But we're asking people to change their lives. So when you post a call to action, I just want to be kind of upfront with that. Those posts are going to get your least amount of engagement naturally, which is why the rest of your social media really has to be spot on, because that's where you really build the connections that help when you reach back to people who have been following you. You can talk about the call to action post and they'll be more open to it. So the first thing to look at when you're looking at social media, and you know what, I'm going to actually share the screen and go to my page, and I'll just audit myself to kind of make it more. Here we go. Oh, wait, hang on. I have two screens, and I need to make sure I'm sharing the right one. Okay. And I have 8 million browsers open. Here we go. Okay. So if you were to go to my Facebook page, the first thing that you want to look at is your profile photo. You want your profile photo to be your face. If it's you and your spouse, that's okay. Like, I don't think that's, or you and one of your kids, but the majority of the focus needs to be your face. You want it to be well lit. I don't recommend putting fake dog ears on and I can't see the chat. Hang on. You're looking at my messages. You don't see my page? Hold on. How are you looking at my messages? Now are you still looking at my messages? I'm looking at my page. You're looking at this? What do you see right now, Sarah? Where are you?
I see your messages.
It's so weird. Oh, you're over here.
I see your messages. I don't see.
This is the problem when you have two computer screens. Hold on.
You're so high tech and fancy that you.
I know.
Now I see your face.
Okay. We're going to try again. Good thing this isn't on how to use Zoom. Okay. Now can you see my Facebook page?
Now I see. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your profile
page. So you want to have your face. You don't want to have I would not recommend putting puppy dog ears on if you were wearing a costume. I know it's fun and stuff, but you want people to know it's you. You know what I mean? If you got fun puppy dog ear stuff, save that for one of your stories or one of your posts. You can use some really good photo editing to brighten a photo. There's Snapseed one that's a great photo editing, and we're going to do a whole team call actually on photos in next month. So I'm excited about that. But pick a good photo of you. It doesn't have to be professionally taken. This was taken in my kitchen in good light. But that's the first thing people see, especially if it's on their phone, because you're right in the middle. So you want to have a good profile photo, and then your header. This is not the greatest header in the world in a sense of color and stuff, but You can make a header if you would like. You could use something like Canva, or you could just do a fun photo of your kids and your family with like some words on it, like I did. I did this in Canva. You don't need to have a professional header that says, I'm a coach, or I had one for a season on my page. But you just need to make sure that like it's inviting. It says something about you. Like, I'm not great at designing headers, so I don't like to spend a whole lot of time doing them. But there are some great templates. Like Elizabeth's got a really good header. If you go look at hers, no, you used to. I'm gonna go look right now.
I mean, I like my header, but it's not what I should have.
No, but this is good. I don't think there's anything wrong with this header, but I was gonna show, you had one before that was, where's the one you had before?
Lordy, gonna have to scroll a lot.
No. You had one that you had designed, remember?
Yeah, it's like one of the last ones.
Oh.
Out of those like million that I have.
Oh, great. Well, there you go. We're just gonna go through. There we go. See how she put like together, like this is not like a bad header. Like if you wanted to make something that shows like who you are, this is okay. Like the biggest thing about it, I like for this one is I'd make sure the pictures were clearer than they are because they're a little more like background. But you also don't have to have this. You could have a quote like from John Paul II. You could have like, if you look at mine, I've had a variety of different headers. And I think that the key is it just needs to be about you. Like it's like, you just want people to get to know you through your header. And my whole point is if you see people that have professional ones done, it's not a make or break thing. You just want it to be pretty. You want it to be inviting. It's like the banner of your store. You know what I mean? And so you want it to be something that would interest people to know more. So, make sure that your photo looks like you. I like to use one that's more of an everyday versus like what back in the day we call glamour shots. Like even if I've had professional photos taken, we're going to have photos taken at retreat and stuff. You still want it to look like you, you know what I mean? Because you're beautiful. So that's something that I just wanted to talk about real quick. Some do's and don'ts just from the start. Do share parts of your journey. We're going to talk about your pillars. Do share truth. Do share openly. Share once or twice a day. 2 good posts is good, maybe 3. Don't share Beachbody logos. Don't use pre-made flyers. Honestly, you could spend 5 hours making a flyer on Canva that like the one that I shared that I didn't make it, but the one with Energize. Don't post that on your page. That's not going to interest people. You holding a cup with fruit punch Energize in it, talking about your mom crack, that's going to interest people, not like these stock photos. It's a waste of your time. If I were to tell you every day you were only allowed to post one time, then you would make sure it was really good because it's your one time you're posting. So make sure if it's once or twice, you're actually putting a little time into it, using a photo, doing something that kind of talks about you. Don't make it look like an infomercial. So your 5 pillars are your areas that you want to focus on. So for example, mine are family, which includes marriage and family life together, my fitness and wellness journey, mindset, personal development kind of goes together. I'm a coach that's an owner of a business is my 4th pillar. And then my 5th pillar is kind of my off sense of humor about my life. Like I use different funny things to make people laugh or I ask questions. It's just kind of my thing, like Sarah's, if I were to look at her page, it's, health and wellness, family, homeschooling, homesteading, and her personal development, faith, and like you would know what she does based on those pillars and her posts come from them, and so for me, like if you were to scroll down, like this is a personal development, faith, my video this morning, then I have more about faith and family, and then I have funny, but at the same time about not giving up because I'm big on mindset. I guess that's almost like my 5th pillar. This one is about my health journey. This one is about my morning devotional reflection. This one's about our challenge groups. Like, you can tell when you scroll what I'm about. You know what I mean? Like this, you know, it's, you can tell. And so when you scroll, now I would say in here, you know what I don't have? A business post. Just looking at what I posted and scrolling back the last 3 days, I don't have anything mentioned about the business opportunity. So that's like me doing a little social media audit of myself, thinking, oh, you know what? I need to post something on Facebook about working from home, because these are all about wellness and my health journey and challenge groups and vegetables and marriage and family. But just doing, and that's what you can do. Write down what your 5 pillars are and then go audit yourself. Scroll back 3 days and see, like, what's missing? What are you not sharing? Why? Like, for me, I'll be honest, if I'm not really intentional about my business posts, those don't roll off as easily for me. I need to take photos of me working, and I got to put a photo of us like now, but I don't always, I put them on Instagram stories because they're easy, but I need to have them here because I want to recruit coaches. You know what I mean? So like, I don't even do it perfectly. And so that's why it's good for you to know what your pillars are. What are your areas of focus? Like, what are the things that make you you? So part of that is also, and this is what I was going to share. Oh man, now it's not open. I'm going to open the flyer so you can see the questions, and then I'm going to put the questions in the, if you're in, this is Kayla's free network marketing group that you can be in. She did these back when I did the 5-day challenge, and they're really good questions. So I'm going to walk through them, but put them in front. I had them open, but then I closed everything out. Hang on, buddy. Let's see here. Sorry. Again. Okay. So some things that might help you to figure out what your pillars are and what you want to post content wise is to take some time to answer these questions. What makes you unique? And you might even want to ask a friend. You could ask your coach or ask me or ask your spouse, because there are qualities. Sometimes we're like we're blind to some of our strengths. What makes you unique? What questions do people ask you all the time? I get asked all the time how I manage time with all my kids. I get asked all the time how we eat healthy on a budget. I get asked all the time how I find time to take care of myself. How do I not lose my mind? And some days I do. You know what I'm saying? But those are questions I get asked. So those are the things I need to be putting in my content. What am I good at that not many others are? Like Tracy Morrow talked about in the call we did on humility. Like, she's really good at talking to people. Like, what are you really good at? Is it throwing together a last minute meal? Is it baking? Is it homesteading? Is it teaching your kids? Is it helping encourage people? Like, is it, like, what are you good at that not many others are? Don't think everyone can throw together 10 things in a skillet and it tastes good. And that happens to be a random talent of mine. Like, I can make weird random mixes of foods that taste good. And people like to know how I do it. You know what I mean? I'm good at finding the positive in other people's mess. I'm working on doing that in my own, but like, those are gifts I have, you know. How are you different from other coaches? Like, I'm a mom with 7 children. I'm very faith-based. I'm a Catholic. I'm married to a principal. 2 kids are at home. I have a high school age kid. I just turned 40. I work, part-time, but I'm working on a full-time. Like, these are the things that make me different in my industry. You need to know those things. What do you want to be known for? I want to be known for helping people pull out of their funk and know that they're loved and find comfort in their skin and joy in their vocation. And I want them to be inspired to grow businesses to do the same. So you need to take some time to think about this, because regardless what you're sharing, whether you're in the barn, Sarah, with like the goats, or I'm here with my kid running a call, I want to sprinkle these things into my content. I want to be answering those questions that people ask me. I want to be, because that's how your content needs to add value. If someone's going to take 10 minutes and look at your Facebook page, it should be adding value to their life. Even if it's humor, it should be making them laugh, which is adding value. It doesn't have to all be serious. It doesn't have to all be hard. It doesn't have to all be, techie, but it should add value. That's the most important thing that we need to be doing, is adding value. So these questions might help you start to think more outside the box of, okay, here are my 5 pillars. What can I share in my 5 pillars? Hold on one second. I'm going to go get it. Okay, sorry. The last thing I was going to talk about which is also in this group, and this is the other worksheet that I will put in our page, is who are you talking to? And this is something that a lot of times we miss the mark on. If you are trying to talk to everyone, you are literally talking to no one. You need to niche yourself down to the specific person you want to help. And I thought that these questions that she had were really good in helping you to do that. So you want to describe the dream person that you want to work with. So we're looking at 2 different niche markets here, who you want on your team and who you want in your challenge groups. They are in a lot of ways the same person, but they might be in a different place in their journey. So it's good to know. Or qualities like your dream person to work with. Yeah, we would all say, I want someone who walks in the team and they're confident and they have a background in network. No, that's not what's going to happen. But you want to think of those qualities, like someone who's dedicated, loyal, hardworking, open to serving other people, loves people, like loves her faith, like is teachable. That doesn't mean the person doesn't have struggles and they don't have roadblocks and they don't have obstacles. But what are the qualities? Someone who's positive, someone who's encouraging, someone who's a servant, And then you want to describe who you don't want to work with. I thought this was really good. I don't want to work with really negative people who, it's different to be solution oriented versus not. Does that make sense? Like if you were to come and say, I'm having a really rough time because this stinks. And then I were to offer you solutions and your response was, well, nothing ever works. And that's where you're stuck and you're not a teachable person and you're not open to change. That's a harder person to work with. Does that mean we completely turn them away? No, but that might not be someone that you're on your dream team list right now. You might have to just kind of know your limits and know who you're serving. Maybe you don't want to work with college age kids. Maybe you do want to work with college age kids. Do you want to work with single women? Do you want to work with men? Do you want to work with married women? Do you want to work with women with big families? Like, who do you not want to work with? I don't want to work with somebody who's, I don't know, a drug addict. I don't know. Trying to say you want to, and it almost comes off as being judgmental, but I don't necessarily Sarah has a niche for homesteading. I could not be helping people as well as she could if someone was homesteading. That is not my niche market. It's not. I'm allergic to animals when I walk in the room with them. So I love them, but that's not my niche. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I work with a lot of women whose husbands are in ministry or they're in ministry, because that's kind of where we've come from, because Courtney was always in ministry, so I can help a lot of people through that sort of stuff. So describe who you do and don't want to work with. Who do you like to help? What problems do they have? This is helpful if you do your Before I Was a Coach and Challenger activity. What problems did you have? Why did you reach out to your coach? Why did you decide you wanted to make a change? What were your biggest obstacles? Talk about those things. What solution do you provide? Talk about where you were and what you found. I remember before I started being a challenger, how I didn't want to reach out to my coach because I didn't want anyone to know that I struggled. So I was not going to like anything on Facebook. I wasn't going to be in a group where people knew I was. So I might be needing to be mindful of that. The people I'm talking to might be really private about their journey, but I have a solution to help them overcome their struggles, and it's through that community and that support and the mindset tools and the personal development and the prayer and the Shakeology and workouts, And so being really clear and asking these questions really helps, because when you write a post, you were talking to the you of 6 months ago. Sometimes you're talking to the you of 6 years ago. Sometimes if you speak to that person, you're speaking to your niche, and you want to talk to that person and not worry about leaving people out, because there's so many people out there. They're going to connect with the person that can serve their need. I have attracted the people that I don't want to work with, and I have worked with them because I had a poverty mindset and it didn't go very well. I wasn't able to serve them well. It's not because I was a bad coach. It was just not the right fit. And so don't be afraid to rule people out. You want to the last thing I'll tell you is, when you're posting, you want your post to inspire. You want your post to add value, sharing recipes, sharing tips. You want your post to create engagement. Facebook wants us to be social. They want us to be engaging. So asking questions like, how did you meet your spouse, and creating conversation. Asking questions like, I asked for potty training tips one day and I got a huge, plethora of answers. Like, and then you want to share little bits and pieces of your journey that also spark them to think, like talking about, in mine, the other day, like I've been talking about time and making time to work out even when I didn't feel like it. Or, here I talk about, it's like they're called jabs. Like you're kind of poking at people. Like, here's about, overcoming this mindset that I've been breaking through. Or even with the Malia's thing about how you're allowed to be a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time, or how I'm not going to give up even on hard days, or how, we just want love and belonging, and I'm jabbing. And then in my love and belonging post at the bottom, I place what we call a call to action, which is a hook. I asked if they were ready to take a little time to love their whole self and join our 7-day clean challenge. See, I had several days before that where it was talking about God's love for us. It was talking about transformations. It was talking about like, you are loved for who you are. It's working out even, when you don't want to, but you don't have, like, overcoming excuses, like being excited about our goals. Like, I had all these things to kind of make people think. And so then when I ask, like, now I have a group that can provide a place for you and offer a solution if you've struggled with any of the stuff that I've kind of shared. And you want to have twice a week that you're doing a call to action type post. One needs to be for your upcoming challenge group, and one needs to be for your business. When you do them is up to you. I can put together like a little, if you're doing the Business Builder Push Tracker, we have days every day. There's like what social media posts you should do. And it's just to make sure you have them all there, but you're always welcome to change it up, because what you might find is like your Transformation Tuesday posts do better if you do them on Thursday. Everybody's audiences are different. My social media on the weekends is dead. Sunday nights are not the best night for me to do a call to action for coaching. For me, the best nights to do call to action or coaching are weekday evenings. So you might want to play with that a little bit, but the point is, twice a week, if you're going to plan anything, plan when you're going to do a call to action post for your challenge group and when you're going to do a call to action post for your business. And in between then, make sure you have breadcrumbing where you're doing little jabs, talking about how I had a work call in the middle of the afternoon because it's Valentine's Day and I taught about social media. I totally should take a picture right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of stuff that you want to start building into your content. For Facebook, less is more. 1 to 2 good posts a day is all you need. For Instagram, 1 good post a day. The most important thing is that it's consistently around the same time. And on both, you want to engage with people that engage with you. So you want posts that have some kind of comment below and tell me what you're doing for Valentine's Day. Comment below and tell me what your favorite veggie is. Comment below and tell me, you know what I mean? Just asking them to engage. How you met your spouse. It doesn't have to be a comment below if you want to join my group, because those are the ones that most people will not comment on. And that's okay. That's not because they don't want to join your group. It's because, like I said before, if they were like, comment below if you want to know where I got my headband, people are going to be like, yes. Comment below if you want to share with me your deepest, darkest struggles so that I can help you break free. No one wants to admit that on a public forum, usually. Sometimes they will, but usually they won't. So those are the people that you get to know in the background. Maybe they like the post and you message them and say, hey, thanks for liking my post the other day. I'm excited about this group. I'm really trying to work on some content to help with breaking through people who struggle with motivation. What do you think is the cause of, like, do you have any ideas of things I could share? And then they could say, I struggle with motivation. Oh, I didn't know that. So, like, do you think you want to, I don't know if you'd like to talk a little bit about this group I'm doing. Maybe this group could help you too. Can we talk a little bit about it? Like, you're not saying, hey, thanks for liking my post. Would you like to do my group? And assuming, like Kayla said the other night. But social media, guys, if I would say anything, take some time to do these worksheets. Take some time to fix your profile photo. If you need me or one of the coaches on our team, Sarah, Elizabeth, I'm volunteering you guys, are good at this stuff. Like, if you have a coach on our team who you like their social media or you like their Instagram stuff, like the Megans are good with the Instagram stuff, Emily's good with that stuff, like, ask someone, can you go look and tell me what you think? Like, I just did an audit on mine and I don't have any coaching posts for the last 2 weeks. And go figure, I haven't added a coach to our team in a while. And I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting them on Instagram, but not here. So get an audit. It's really easy to do. Takes 5 minutes. You can audit yourself and say, which pillars am I not putting? I have a lot of faith stuff going on in mindset. Can you tell where I'm going through right now? And a little bit of workout. Not so much about my family. Not so much about my business. So it would be good for me to put more of those in. So we're always growing. We're always learning. This is something that, it's normal and it's okay that you make mistakes. That's how you learn. But your social media is marketing. It is your marketing. Like, even here, this starting, you want to start conversations through your social media. You want to add value. I think to myself, if someone took 10 minutes today to look at my Facebook feed, would it add value to their day? Would it bless them in some way? Not, would it make them want to buy a challenge pack for me? And if you change that shift, it can really help you enjoy this process even more. Do you guys have any questions? No? I'm gonna,
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you're a newer coach, what kinds of posts should you focus on the most? Like, if you don't want to post 2 times a day.
If you don't want to post twice a day?
If you're just trying to get into a groove of
yeah. If you're brand new and you've never been consistent before, you mean?
Yeah.
You want to post once a day, and I would make a plan. I would make a plan where you write out your 5 pillars and you write down what day you're going to do each one. Does that make sense? So and then I would have it where your first couple, if you're writing a post about breakfast and, your breakfast and talking about healthier choices, but then if you go to do a call to action post and you're not quite sure about it, I would post it in the team page and get feedback and say, I want to post this tonight about our upcoming challenge group, or I want to post my transformation, and get a feedback from the team first. And then also let us know, because we can go support your post, which will help it move through Facebook. But if you've never posted consistently, your key number one step is to start posting once a day. And honestly, that's all you need. And if you need to, if you're a planner, you could plan them out on a Sunday and save them on your phone and then put them up. Some people do that. Or you could plan by just writing down, Monday will be motivation. Tuesday, I'll share a tip. Wednesday, I'll talk about my workouts. Thursday, I'll talk about my family. Friday, I'll talk about challenge groups. You can, you know what I mean? Kind of come up with it, because in that way you have a system for yourself. But you definitely, Facebook looks for consistency. And so does Instagram. If you're not consistent or predictable in the sense that you're showing up daily, your things won't be seen. And the other thing about it is, don't think you're posting too much of the same thing, because I think 20% of people actually see your stuff out of your friends list. So if you're friends with 100 people, only 20 people see it. And then maybe a couple more will see it. And so it's not like everybody on your list is seeing everything you post every day. So you want to make sure that you have that variety continuing, because you don't know what day it will be shown to them. So does that help? Yeah. But the definite thing is you got to do it at least once a day. I mean, and even if it's like I'm sharing my journey, like every day you show up and share a piece of your journey. Like, you know, today I got my workout in and this is how I feel afterwards. I'm so excited. Did you work out today? The next day. Today I'm, you know, running out the door for carpool. I almost skipped and wanted to go to get a Frappuccino, but I made my superfoods and I'm hugging my baby and I'm ready to hit the road. You know, the next day, oh, here's something from my devotional that really struck me, a quote, you know, like, what are you reading right now? Yes, the big thing is ask people questions in your posts. Ask them if they worked out that day. You would have a poll in a story. Create a poll in your post where they need to answer. You know, what are you reading right now? What's your favorite vegetable? How do you like Brussels sprouts? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Because Facebook does. They're big on back and forth. When people comment on your post, always reply, even if it's thank you, even if it's a heart under their awesome, good job, you know, because that back and forth is what's going to create engagement.
I feel like when I try to put questions like at the end of my posts, they hardly ever get engagement. Like I don't know if I'm like posting the wrong kinds of questions.
I don't know. We'll have to look. Next time you're going to do it, let's look and see. I mean, not all of mine get tons of engagement, but some of them do. Is it like, what kind of questions are they?
I don't even know. I'll look and then I'll.
Yeah, because I think sometimes, like if I ask, I'll be honest, if I ask a deep question, I rarely get engagement. But if I ask a light and fluffy, like, do you like Tony's versus Tabasco for your hot sauce? I probably get a lot more answers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's those fun, like cheesy, like, are you team mustard or ketchup? Like, as much as that sounds ridiculous, it just people like something fun that they can be a part of. And if you do one of those posts and then the next post you do is like a call to action, it'll boost that one being seen more. Not even if they don't even type on the call to action one, if they type on the mustard ketchup one. But I think I'm a deeper thinker, so a lot of my posts sometimes are like, what are your thoughts? And I had to realize like they're kind of intimate and people don't want to answer. Even on my Insta stories, like I vote on all my polls and I'm like, oh, somebody feels that way. Oh no, just me. But I think it's because it's like, so just see if maybe you could try some silly stuff. Like Elizabeth, you're really funny. Like you could probably come up with some funny ones like that will get people to see that side of you because you're funny. Yeah. No, I vote on my polls too. I just laugh because whenever they're like, do you want to join my group? It's always me or my daughter. She votes on my polls. And I mean, the algorithm changes from time to time, but the key is quality over quantity, good visual pictures, and stuff that adds value. And then if you're talking to people, like I said at the beginning, this is just conversation starters. These are the things you're doing so that you have things to talk to people about, their ways, you know what I mean? I have people all the time who will say, I really love what you share, and they've never liked any of my stuff. I've never seen them engage in my social media, but they apparently are watching. So you can't even count all the people who don't like it because maybe they're just nervous about liking it or in a rush and they don't think to. So you can't, oh yeah, Sarah, the never ending story. That is like the saddest part of that movie. Oh my gosh. You can't take it, but you also can't just think of, oh, I only got 2 likes. You don't even know what 100 people saw it that didn't like it, but you touched their life. And the way you're going to do it is consistently. Just like your power hour has to be consistent, so does your social media. But you can decide. So consistent can be once a day or twice a day or 3 times a day. I wouldn't do necessarily more than 3 times a day. I find if I post more than 3 times a day, it's because I'm having an off day and I've just been on my phone too much. I mean, on my stories, it's different, but we're not doing stories right now. So your homework, go check your profile photo, go check your cover photo, write down your pillars, and go do an audit. And I'll have everybody under this video in the team page share what they learned from their audit. Like, what are your pillars and what did your audit tell you? Like I just shared from mine, because I think that'd be a good little call to action for us. So thank you guys for being here today. I hope this is helpful. And for those listening to the recording, thank you. And if you need anything, you can always reach out. We have lots of social media people in our team that are really good at this stuff. And I'll get these worksheets uploaded too.